Bill, while we've got you on the line, let's talk about the coaches. Willie Desjardins, from all reports, was offered a deal to coach Pittsburgh, turned that down, and then signs with the Vancouver Canucks. Why would he turn down what seems to be a team that's closer to the Stanley Cup than go for a team that looks to be in the long rebuilding process?
Well, I think if we all jumped into that position, we would have done the same thing. First of all, he probably insisted on a 5-year deal. He would not have gotten that in Pittsburgh, for sure. I don't know why people ran to his side after 57 years. A late bloomer is perhaps not nearly as honest as it should be. But somebody said to me, "Where's he been for the last 20 years?" And he's been a career coach, in fairness to Willie Desjardins. I watched his team play against St. John's, and I saw Ice Caps, and I saw them play against the Marlies only a couple of games. But I'll tell you one thing. They are extraordinarily well coached. So if he can do that with the group that they have in Vancouver, then so be it. But to play the fact that he was offered a contract by Pittsburgh, and he turned it down to take a contract with Vancouver can either be interpreted as him being smart, no pressure in Vancouver. They've already hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
And or he just didn't want the challenge of having to take the Pittsburgh Penguins from the second round to the third round. It's going to be a major challenge.
Mm-hmm. It seems like
from what I've heard of that Pittsburgh situation over the past 2 weeks is very disappointing, and I assume it's true. To the extent that their best player, his father, is in the dressing room most all the time.
Yeah, and that's not a good sign.
That's not a good
That
sign
is
at all.
not a good sign for a hockey
I
team.
don't think they are. I've heard it too many times because I was wondering what was going on, and as you know, I have a friend that's now the GM. I haven't even mentioned this to him, but if I've heard one people tell me about Troy Crosby, I've heard 10. And that is the first problem they're going to have to eradicate. I don't care who's coaching.
Yeah.
Why would Mario allow that, though?
I think Mario and Sidney are so close, maybe that's why.
Well, no, but that was a problem that I pointed. You don't have your best player live with with the owner.
Yeah, that's you'd mentioned that too.
That was in bad taste.
Yeah.
And the father bought into it. The agent bought into it. Well, they almost appointed the agent, Pat Brisson, as the general manager.
Yeah, which would have been a disaster.
Yeah.
Jim Rutherford's there to clean this thing up. He's there to rewind that organization and get it to the point where, as I was told when I first started working for Bobby Orr and Mike Walsh, Willie, you see that dressing room? If we invite you in, you're more than welcome to come if you choose. But don't ever go in on your own. The dressing room is for the players.
Yeah.
I can tell both of you, I went into the Maple Leaf dressing room once in 12 years. And that was when we beat Detroit in overtime with Borshevsky's tip-in goal.
Right.
That's the only time, because I respect that more than anything. That is a sanctuary that belongs to the players, except for the media, of course.
Yeah.
Working media have to go there. But for those others, there's no need for the rest of us to be there. And there sure as hell isn't any need for the fathers to be there unless they have insomnia or have been concussed and still think they're in Detroit winning the Stanley Cup. I don't know. But I don't know. To have a father in the dressing room is just not how you build championship organizations.